Hey everybody, Day Trader Rockstar here with you, and a big video, a big release. I am officially releasing the new updated SuperSignal script that is available for the NinjaTrader platform and the TradingView. Now, I updated the NinjaTrader platform. As you know, if you're familiar with the Rockbot scripts, I'll go over it a little bit with you before I even get too far ahead of the video here. This is the, and there'll be a lot of links in the video description, so you could click on, you could check out. This one link right here goes to the information page to the Rockbot. And the Rockbot is actually an automated trader that was developed by myself to find the setups in the market that I teach. It's called a high probability methodology based off the George Lane stochastic divergence and my quad rotation indicator that I developed, plus other technical things all put together. And typically we do this, you know, if I would just bring up a chart here fast, just kind of give you an example. Typically, if we would do this, you know, during the day as I broadcast live each and every day, I should actually start with the video. I should actually start on the site. If you go to Day Trading Radio, that's where I broadcast each and every day in the morning. Let me see if I can go to that link. Even find Day Trading Radio link here. I don't have the link there. Where's my link? All right, so to go to Day Trading Radio, tells you all about it. This is where you can get the scripts and stuff. Right now, I'm off the air doing this video. But if you're a member, you're going to need to go in here. You're going to go to your membership area, and you're going to come on to our trading dashboard where we have all our trade alerts, all our information, all our bots, the news, the screen where we trade off of, the forums, the playbook, the trades, the videos, everything that you need to trade with is there. And this is where the bots will be, but I'm going to get to that in a second, just to kind of go back in the history of Day Trading Radio. So I developed a methodology that we trade off of. Started in 1996, started trading full-time, didn't have the methodology set at that point. It took me probably 11, 12 years of trading before I started realizing certain important things in the market. Most of it is that over trading is going to kill you, and there's only certain times you've got to be in the market, that you want to be in the market. And over the years, I kind of developed something that kind of pointed these areas out, technically speaking, momentum, scientifically, and mathematically. So I want to show you what we got here. Oh yeah, and before anything, if you go to here, but there should be a little pop-up that pops up in the windows. It gives you a 10-day free trial. And if you just want to go for the 10-day free trial and just get a free pass and just check out everything and trade with us for 10 days, go to dtr.tv/free. And then click that, and it'll just give you, I'm already logged in, but if you weren't logged in and you go to there, .tv/free, you'll just put in your username, email, pick a username, a password, the planet you live on. It's kind of a security thing. That's planet Earth. Don't need any coupon code. Everything else is in, and it's free. And just click next. Sometimes if you click next and it gets stuck up, this will continue to ask for a thing. Just keep on hitting next until it goes through. It seems to get stuck sometimes. And then you'll get an email, and you'll have a password into the site. And then you could go to the site, and you could try everything here on Day Trading Radio. And I highly recommend going up into the playbook. These are where all the beginner lessons are. All right. This is, when people come to me and they want my templates, this is where you want to find those templates, like all our templates. I don't mind sharing them. This is where you're the NinjaTrader templates, the TradingView templates, MedVed templates, the calculators, everything. It's all for everybody who is part of the site, even as a trial. So these are our beginning lessons to kind of catch you up. The business plan, very important thing. How to set up your charts. If you see my charts and you're kind of like, wow, I want to get this thing, this will tell you how to set them up. And all that's available to you on your dashboard. That's just a kind of a thing. But let's get back to why we're here. The big release of the script. The script is finally here. me go back here. All right, so to go back to the script. Script is based on and searches for our quad rotation divergence, the one we released today. And I want to just, I'm not going to go into this too much. This is mostly an update because I'm excited about this script, but there's a lot of other scripts, but we're going to actually put this out and show you how to get it. There's other scripts that you get with the main script. The one that we're updating right now is called the SuperSignal, and that is by far the best. That is a fantastic automated trading script. And the only issue we had with this was it wasn't working properly with Rhythmic. A lot of people would use this with their copy trading, or not copy trading, but more on that later too, on their prop trading through firms like Apex or Bullinox or anybody who use Rhythmic as their data, and data that goes through NinjaTrader. And how to script it, how they sends the orders to Rhythmic. Sometimes you'll get errors in the entries, or stops won't be set properly, or orders will be left on even though they should be taken off, and that could be a disaster. And that's just a Rhythmic issue. Like, this script actually works fine on Interactive Brokers. If you connect anything else into the NinjaTrader platform, it works fine. It's only the issue with Rhythmic. So I got that finally fixed. And it's a dynamite script. And I use this on the 3-minute, the 1-minute, the 5-minute, and the 22 range. And we're going to actually, the next video you're going to see is the 22 range, because I had the most tremendous results this week with the 22 range chart. But these are the scripts you get all together. They're all bundled up. I get a buy diverge. You get the 2020 bull flag, the 2020 bear flag. These are our textbook, trade setups that are based on our stochastic rotations and our trends and momentum. This is a formula that I have in my in the script that it searches for the same thing I search for visually, and then it will take the trade. Same thing with the SuperSignal. Now, the SuperSignal with the quad rotation is just, like I said, that is the holy grail. If we do have anything like that, I don't like to call anything a holy grail, but that's the best you're going to get right there. Now, this over here, the Rockbot, the original, well, actually, it's not called the original gangster. Just the regular buy divergence, the Thunderbird script, the buy divergence. That's very similar to the SuperSignal, except it does not have the quad rotation. The quad rotation is when all 4 stochastics get oversold. And the other thing, there's only the long signal on this right now. SuperSignal divergence plus quad rotation. It's a buy signal. It's only a buy right now. There is a short you get, but it's not a SuperSignal short. But it's a great short. It is, but it's still, these still need to be fixed for the Rhythmic. They work fine for everything else, but I would always be careful when you're using Rhythmic data. Just make sure your stops are in place. And again, I'll put this out as a general disclaimer. Anything could go wrong. You could have power outages and stuff with bots. There could be news that flushes. There's a lot of complex program that goes into the bot that could break. So I never recommend letting the bot trade for you. I don't. All right. I use it personally to kind of get me into a trade, and I'm sitting right here, so I'm actually on the show showing it off, and it'll identify our divergence that we're trading. That's what I like to do, get the identification and take the trade. But I usually let this take the trade for me, and then I'll adjust I'll move my stop up as it moves. All right. Also, it comes with, these are the different things that the script has going for it. But you could read into this, and I have a lot of videos on it also, how to optimize it. But the next video I put out after this is going to be really good. Don't forget that. This is what it looks like. This is like our bull flag. The bull flag works on stochastics, the 9-3 and the 60-10, and the 20-period moving average. And when the 9-3 gets under the 20 and the price holds the 20, and this is holding the 80, that's our 2020 bull flag, and that's where your entry comes in. So you'll see this take these. Instead of us always watching, you have the opportunity to run these, or at least to identify them for you. You could run multiple scripts on the same chart too. I have a flag here, and then the divergence setup also running here. It'll automatically put your profits, your parameters. You get to set the parameters. These are the scripts you get. Again, this is all, and there's a lot of videos on here to kind of help you get involved. Now, I'm not going to talk about pricing too much. You can get it. It comes with the membership here at Day Trading Radio. If you're not a member of Day Trading Radio, you could get it at Patreon, patreon.com/Day Trading Radio. Just $50 a month. It's limited. That's a great price. But if you're not, but you don't, that doesn't come with the membership. I mean, the membership is not included to Day Trading Radio with that price. That's just the scripts alone. So that's an option if you want to just do that. All right. So once you got the, now that you have the script, and I want to go into it. And there's different ways of getting it. I mean, you could use this, like I want to show the Rockbot code right now because that's the one we updated. So you're going to go to your dashboard, and you're going to go down here to Rockbot add-on. You're going to click on that. You're going to go up to Rockbot code on the top of the info page. All right, you're going to go up here to Rockbot code. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to see Rockbot. You see the directory. You see the Rockbot here. Click on Rockbot. And then this one, the Rockbot latest scripts. So you're going to click on that, and that's going to go up here. It's going to drop it into your download folder. So it should be uploaded to your machine right now. You can do the Momo. You can do the Momo also. There's another script there. It's a Momo. That's still in a beta testing. I released it early because I'm still testing it, but I wanted to see how it was looking. But everything that's really important is in the Rockbot latest scripts. The Momo is a little something separate. We'll talk about that. I have another video. There's a lot of videos on the Momo to go to. So now that you have it on your machine, you're going to go to your NinjaTrader. You're going to go to your control panel, and then you're going to go to your tools, and you're going to go to import, and you're going to import NinjaScript add-on. I don't know if you can see this. You might have to zoom in, but there's not much I could do. Sorry. NinjaScript add-on. Click on that. A window will pop up. Eventually. And right there, wherever it actually uploaded to imported it to my document folder. Rockbot latest scripts 2025. Click on that. Hit open, and it'll send it up. It'll import it into your NinjaTrader, and it'll come up. Now, I already have it in there. I'm not going to do it again because I already have everything set the way I want. I don't want it to reset everything. So now it's in there. It's uploaded to your thing. So when you bring up a chart, now you have your NinjaTrader chart here. We're going to actually I should just start with an easy one. Let's just put it on the 1 minute time frame, on the MES, 1 minute time frame. You're going to go up to your strategy box up here. Now I'm going to pretend it's not there. All right. So you're going to have a bunch of strategies now that are up here available for you. You're going to see not all the ones that I have, because I have a lot of strategies that I work on that are not even completed, that I'm working on in progress. So there's just a lot. You're not going to have that many. You're going to have, like I said earlier, you're going to have the quad rotation 25 buy. You're going to have the bull and bear flag. You're going to have the SuperSignal 23, I think, and you're going to have the SuperSignal short. You might have a couple other ones too, but this is the one I want you to work on here, the quad rotation div by 25. Click on that and bring it down. Now I'm going to try to, now these are the parameters that you put in for your script, meaning you decide when the script will take the setup. If it recognizes and the criteria is met, it's going to take a trade. How it takes that trade is you define that. How many contracts you want it to take, where do you want to take profits from, where do you want your stop? See? This is mostly work that's going to be done by you. And you have to understand market conditions will determine that these numbers will always be changing. If you're in a very bullish, active market and you're getting big ranges, then you want to expand those ranges. If it's a very tight market and there's not much going on, you're going to make your profit zones a little tighter. So you got to kind of put a little effort into understanding the conditions that you're trading. Now, this is great. It's great during the day. There's a lot of activity, but overnight, like I said, make sure you don't put your know what your true average range is on the current channels. Maybe it's 2-3 points, and then if it is, maybe you're looking for a point to a point and a half, 4 to 6 ticks. All right, so I'm going to just put this as an example. It comes defaulted with these. The first thing, it says take profits 1, and I'll have a little information, a page for this. So that's your first area that you're going to take profits. How many contracts are you going to have? Do you want to take off? Now, this could be your only trade. You could put as many things in here. You could put 3. Sometimes I put 3 in there. So I have 3 contracts, and what value, where do I want to take them off? And this is going to be in ticks. So this says 6 ticks. So I have 3 contracts, and I want to take them off after if it goes up 6 ticks. So I could leave that like that. Now if I want to say, what if, is that the end of my trade, or what if I have more? What if I want this to be part 1 of a longer trade? Say, overall, I want to be trading 5 contracts, and I want to put 1 here. That's my target number 2. If I want to have a target number 2, how many contracts are you going to trade? And say 1. Your profit, it has to be higher than the first area. That's 6 ticks. So I say 15 ticks. Now remember, 4 ticks on the, depending on what you're trading. In this case, we're trading the ES, so 4 ticks to a point. So that's how you calculate that. So 4 points would be 16, or 16 ticks would be 4 points. So it's just under 4 points here. And then at the end here, so that could be 15. And then at the end, I put 1 more contract at the end. Now, you could put a last target, but anytime you put a 0, that means it's open-ended. And open-ended means it could go as far as it wants, and it's going to be followed up by whatever's down here defined as your trailing stop. Now, you have to activate your trailing stop. You have to make sure it's activated. If it's not activated, it's not going to show up. It's a different, I had to recode it up separately so it would not lag like it was, and we were missing positions and stuff. So now we're going to put this in. Lots of times I like just to kind of put this in where whatever the first value is. Maybe it's 6, and I'll put that as 6, and then we'll just follow it up by 8. And what is this on? This is on the Sim Crypto. So now I have these all set up. I make sure it's on whatever account I want. In this case, I've got it on a Sim Crypto account. It's just a Sim. Don't get confused. I just named it because sometimes I put the scripts on Bitcoin, and they work really good on Bitcoin, and I just keep it separate. I just kind of put it on my crypto thing to keep it separate. But this is going to be running the MES for right now, just because. But we're going to show you even a better script in the next video. And this is just basic. And this is how you're going to make sure that's checked off. And you go to enable, and you check that. So again, 3 contracts comes off after 6 ticks. There's another contract, and it comes off after 15 ticks. And there's another contract, and it has no target above, and it'll be followed by your trailing stop. Now, the stop loss type here, this is very important. When we trade divergences, because divergences are so good, the reason divergences are so good is because there's a visual confirmation, there's a mathematical confirmation, there's all these things that make it easy to spot. And if it's easy to spot, then you know how to put a stop underneath that. I mean, if that's the signal, then you put a stop right underneath the signal that was given. And these stops could be very tight in some cases. You could actually get away with a pretty tight stop because the divergence is an exact thing. You want to, if it breaks down out of the divergence, you're going to have to take that stop out. And if it sets up as another divergence, you get right back in, because sometimes you have those running divergence. There are 2 divergences in a row. Second divergence, second mouse gets the cheese. It's always the best. But more on that in a different video. So there's different ways to kind of set these up. You could arrange these any which way you want. You could put, in this case, if we take this, we're going to notice that we have 3, 4, 5 contracts. So it's going to be trading 5 contracts on your entry, because it already calculated how many contracts here, 1, 2, and 3. It adds those up, and then it takes 3 off after 6. It takes 1 off after 15, and it has 1 left on. It's followed up by trailing stop. Now, like I said, this could be anything. You could have 10 contracts on here, or one, or just whatever. And this could all be 0 too, and just followed up with a trailing stop. I'll show you that in a second. That's a good way of actually running it. So we're going to apply it now. And it should gray out. Now, if you have the script, when you get the script, either as a member or on the Patreon, you have to send me your machine ID. And I have to, because the script is protected. It's protected like Fort Knox. What was on there before? There was a good script on there before. All right, I'm just going to X. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to X that like that. All right. Let me show you where to get that machine ID while I'm thinking of it. So you're going to go to your help, and you're going to go to about, and then right here is your machine ID, and you need to send that to me. You need to send me your machine ID and your membership information, like your username and that stuff, and then I'll put it into the machine. You'll have access, and it'll run. The scripts will run when you upload them to the machine. So the signals will come in. All right, this is on the 1 minute time frame, and this is what they look like. They have actually a blue line represents the signal line. That's the quad rotation, basically. But this thing has to have a quad rotation and a divergence. So that's really important to have the quad rotation and the divergence. So that's going to prevent. I have a script I'll show you after that takes every divergence. So you'll get a divergence here, but it wasn't a quad rotation. You can see how this is all the way down here, just about at our level, right underneath there. So those are what I love. I love the quad rotation, divergence. Look at this. Look at the entries. Look at where these things end. Now it took profits, and the stop loss came up. And that's okay. This is just identifying the trades for us. We know where to put the stops. We could adjust our parameters to capture all this, and that's something that's probably going to be the hardest part of trading. And I always tell people, I'm showing you how to make great trades. You're going to have to figure out, and I'm going to help you with this, but that's going to be the hard part of trading. The easy part is recognizing getting in. The hardest part is not trading when you don't have a signal. A signal is something that meets your criteria. If you continue to just trying to reinvent and make things up and to play the market, you're eventually going to get chopped up. But if you take the signals, these are mathematical things that are going to be working out more than not. Not to say you can't have news around here, a technical break failure, but the majority of the time you're going to want it to be in here, and you want to hold. You're getting a setup here, and you want to be able to be here for that. And that's it. Say you come in now and you're like up here and you're like, oh, I missed a good divergence. Let me see if I could trade up here, and you just want to get in and get chopped up. You have to be in front of the market sometimes for these setups. Now this is again this is on the 1 minute time frame. You could see it's you could get a lot more from these entries. If you go out to the 3 minute time frame, that's a little bit, there's a lot that you're going to learn. I teach all this here at Day Trading Radio, but there's a lot to learn about the markets and how we take these trades off, and how you should calculate your targets, and how to increase your trailing stop, and maybe let this take your entry. See, if I do this, I want to show you another way of doing this. If I go back to my script, let's disable it here, and I want to go here to my contract size. I want to take 3 off at 6, but I want to let the other ones give the other ones a chance. So I want to actually put this one up to about 30, and I want to. Well, you know what? Let's put that at 0. I'll actually put that at 0, and let's put this at 2. So what this is telling me right here, I don't need anything here. So what this is telling me here, so we have three contracts on. That's going to get taken. That's coming off after 6 ticks, and then we have another 2 contracts, but there's no target here. So there's no target. So we're going to have to just rely on the trailing stop. Trailing stop is, so if it pops up 8 and then pulls about 6, you're only going to be up 2 ticks because your stop loss is going to be hit. And again, this is always the hardest part of trading. But as you get bigger in the time frames, it becomes much easier. The 1 minute is always going to be a little bit more difficult because it's choppy and stuff. But you could have fun with this either way. Let's see. So we're going to start our trailing stop. We're going to try to give it some time to go. So let's just say we're going to start it at 20 ticks. And we're going to follow it up by 20 ticks. It's like 5 points. We're going to follow it up by 2. Let me see what I'm just curious. Now you could do the back testing on this too and and optimize it. But this is about identifying the setups for us. And now you can see it captured a lot more of it all the way up here to 64. So that's the key, is able to capture as much as you can on the trade. Boom, boom, boom. But these are big candles. This candle is 93 to 86. These are huge candles over a 1 minute time frame. 8-point candles. I mean, 8 points. That's 30. It's over 30 ticks. So even if you get a pop up here and you have your trailing stop going at 20, 30 ticks, you're getting stopped out. It follows it up, and then you're following it 20, and then it comes back. It never really breaks through the 20. So it's almost like you want to give it a lot of room, but you don't want to give, that you're playing dangerous games then. So again, the reason I prefer lighten the trade, it'll get in the trade. That way you have what this is doing for you, and especially on the 22 range chart. It happens so fast, because this is buying into the weakness. It's buying right when we see the math setting up correctly, and the and it doesn't think. It's just going in. Now, some of these are not. Remember I adjusted my stop loss. See what happens when you adjust your stop loss. If you're not getting up to your first rotation, your stop loss is going to come in, and you're going to get stopped out. So I don't recommend. I'd like to keep it tighter myself. But there's different ways to try to manage your trades. Let's go back here to what we were seeing here. So what I like to do is put in a break-even stop. So it starts at right when it goes up 6 ticks, it kicks in at break-even stop, and then we can follow it up break-even. That makes it very tight trading, but it's great if you get a break, like some news that comes out and triggers it perfectly, and it just spikes up. It follows it up really fast. And again, I said the 3 minute and the 5 minute are going to give you much bigger returns, and so is and this is on the MES also, so it's also going to be much different on the NQ. We're going to show you I'll show you the NQ on this. Where is it? It's calculated. Oh, it didn't activate. Let me get back here. 6, 2. So that's better to take off the profits. 2. That would be, say, 12. I just want to see what. Just want to see what a 40 trailing stop is, because remember we have your original stop loss. Yeah, look at that. So got that big pop all the way up. you have the original stop loss, that stop that goes in. All right, let's switch over. I want to switch this to the 3-minute time frame right here. Or I would just... All right. This is actually kind of an interesting one because it was a pretty good divergence on the second thing where it actually got, it was messing around with this divergence area, then it exploded, but it did, I think it hit it right before it triggered. So it got stopped out right before it moved. I thought there might be one here, but I don't see there. Again, you can see they start to not be as many on the as the time frame goes up, but that's good. You know, that's actually good because that's you're gonna see the bigger moves. You know, from here, if you can manage your trade all the way up here, that's almost like, you know, that's a whole hour or 2 hours of upside. You don't have to worry about the hyper scalping. So when you have that 5-minute, each one of these candles is 5-minute long. You typically get that 5 to 7 rotation. When you get a quad rotation and you get a nice move up, you usually get multiple candles. So you're going to be in the trade not just a few minutes, but possibly 10, 20 minutes. You know, if you can play your cards right, you could capture all this instead of taking it off. You could keep your stop here. I always say, when you get in, lots of times, you know, these, if it's a quad rotation divergence, and it's a nice, this is a nice divergence right here, right before 10 o'clock, right at the lows, and there's a nice divergence. Lots of times I'll take the first profit, normally where it takes it off, and I'll leave my stop at the lows. I'll just leave it there. I said, all right, well, this could be the lows of the session if you have a 5-minute divergence. Now, it typically goes much higher. In this case, it came back down eventually and paid back. You know, you have to actually deal with that if it does. That's why we're hit and run traders. Shout out to Jeff Cooper and Kevin Haggerty. We're hit and runners. Here's a nice, actually, you can spot this here. This is a 5-minute time frame, and if you're watching the show, you know, you always want to be looking for this. This is your ultimate signal right there. That's your ultimate signal. You have the high, the higher high, little horseshoe, look there, lower high under the 80, sayonara, stop goes above that high, and you know, and it's here comes the downside. Here comes the boom. Here's a low and a lower low. So, all right. So that is working good. You know, it's highly recommended to you. Well, actually, I have this on the 22 range. I want to do another video after this. I really want to break it down. The other thing is, let's take a look at the other scripts. I'm not going to put the 22 range on here, even though it says 22 range. It's not 22 range. It's actually on the 1-minute time frame now. Those are the 1 minute. Here's a little surprise for you. I just brought up the Bitcoin chart. This is the BTC USD, 86,151. This is on the 5-minute time frame. When I started, you know, when I developed the Rockbot, I started testing it on the Bitcoin. I actually made a couple Bitcoin trading bots, and they work pretty good. And I haven't released them yet. But then I found out that the SuperSignal could work with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to run that SuperSignal on this. And I'm just going to show you fast as a kind of a bonus on this. If you go to your parameters, and instead of ticks here, remember we're thinking of everything as a tick here. This is a 3 ticks. This is 6 ticks. This is a take. If you're doing like a stock or something that's using not ticks but currency. In this case, dollars, then each tick is going to represent 1 penny, 1 cent. So So I mean, so now we're going to have to do the calculations on, and this could work for stocks also. You know, this is actually works really good for stocks. All right, so when I look at Bitcoin, I just kind of measure out, if I can actually, let me get rid of this first. You know, just kind of that's about 85,700, and this is 85,700. That's 1,000 points right there. I'm not looking for that much. Well, let's see here. We're gonna have to look at 609 to 300. So 300 would be good. $300. $300 to $500 is typically what I put on my thing. So $300 to $500. Now we're looking at $300 to $500 moves in Bitcoin. I'm just playing around with this. This is how I came up with it. So let's just show you. So the thing is, you can't really. I mean, here it's easier for shares. You could use this as shares, but you can't. It's not that this, you know, whatever your vehicle is, you're going to put how many shares, contracts, etc. For Bitcoin, what are you going to do? Put one Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin, just whatever you're going to do. You know, I'm just going to put down 5 here. Not that it's Bitcoin, but whatever it is, and you're trading Bitcoin divergences. And then you're taking your profit at what value, like how many ticks or how many cents or how many dollars. So I would say let's start with, if we're going to look at $200, that would be 20,000 pennies. So it would be 2000, 20,000. Is that 20,000? That's 20,000. All right, so that's 5 out there, and then say we're going to do another 5, and we're going to take another 20,000. We're going to have 40,000. 40,000. So 5's coming off after 20,000 ticks, which is $200, and then another 5 is coming after if it goes up $400, and then we'll keep one on, and we'll follow it up with it. And our trailing stop is going to be the same thing. We're going to actually put the trailing stop as $200 or 20,000 ticks. We'll just let that follow it up like with, I don't know, 20. And then we'll put down, we're going to follow it up by 20,000 ticks. All right. So that's active. That's active. We're going to put it on the SIM 1 minute divergence one. SIM MES 1 minute divergence. Apply. Let me put it on the SIM 1 minute to SIM. Is that it? Oh, either way, here it is. So you could actually look at, it did. I should have went back and looked first. This is the proper way of doing it. This is going to be a magician here. This is the way how we go. Let's save this template as Bitcoin. Can I save as? Or is it going to save it automatically? No, I won't save it. Sorry for me talking on the mic. Wasted time here. All right, I'll cancel that. Oh, shit. I just took it. Oh, now where did it go? Anyway. All right, so we're looking at the Bitcoin, and we're going to look at the same thing. This is actually on the 5. We want to start off on the 5-minute time frame. It's not worth doing the 1 minute time frame. It seems very volatile into things. So the 5-minute is what I like, and right off the bat, I could start to see a couple of things here. Good channel, low, lower low, closing price, lower lows right there. Textbook, higher low. That looks good. So let's see. So if I enable that, that's what I was going to do. Let's see if it recognizes it. Bingo. All right. So let's see if there's any other. So that was a nice divergence in Bitcoin. Picked it up at 87,170. Sold it at 87,357, or that was stop loss. That's actually the pullback. Did it get out of its own way? I don't know if it did or not. It looks like it would have. Maybe the stop was too tight. Oh no, it took profits here. Yeah. So here's another one. And again, look at these setups. Look at this beautiful divergence on the 5-minute. Look at this move afterwards. This is what the beauty is. The hardest part will be identifying where to take these things off, but it's going to get you in really good. So it works really good on crypto. It works great on stocks. Another nice pop. Nice taking profits. Definitely something going on there on the 5-minute time frame. The farther you go out, the less setups there are. That's one thing. Just I know the bigger the time frame, I should say, not spread out on the time frame. So that's the 5-minute on the Bitcoin. And again, I mentioned the same thing on if you put like Apple there and traded maybe a divergence in that. Let's see, was there anything in that, or even the SPY? For the option traders. Now I'm not going to have the right. Let's take a look at the SPY here. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do. I don't have my Schwab hooked up to this. Cancel that. We'll go back to the MES. Now this is the MES on the 5-minute. Now this was kind of a tricky. It never made the lower low like it did on the other one, but it did have that closing price on. Now I could probably in the next couple updates on the script, I might put out a better version where we really just count the closing prices, because that is actually a textbook divergence right there. And just because that candle was probably not lower, probably screw with the formula just a bit, even though I count this as a really good divergence. Closing prices divergence, I don't pay too much about it, and I could change that up easy on the script. I had a choice to do it in the beginning. Should I do closing prices or should I do extensions? Because sometimes your closing prices could be all the way up here, and if you're looking at the closing and the extension is down here, and you really want to use that extension. So here's the 5-minute. You can see the 5-minute has to be a little, it went all the way up. Look at this. It went all the way up because, the parameters. Don't make sure your parameters are set properly. If your parameters are not set properly. This is on the SPY. Let's fix those parameters. It's not 2,000 ticks. It'll never get to our target. It'll never get to our target, but we might get to our target. Let's see if that's on the SPY. 10. Let's just put down 20 here. 640. Are we talking ticks or point? Oh, they're going to be on the points here. This is the point. So what's that? That's not 70. Wow, this thing really moved a lot. I'm just curious to see what it comes up with. All right, let's run that. And I want like a decent open discussion. Use the forum. Use the Discord rooms to share your parameters if you're getting good results on your parameters or different time frames. We're going to be talking more about the range chart in a bit, but if you're using like the 300 tick, we use all kinds of things. I like the 300 tick, works great. I don't use it too much on the 5 minute. Well, that's not because I don't use it. There's no 5 minute on the 300 tick, Johnny. It's a tick chart. But I do use the divergence. Look at this. It works so good on the tick. So these kind of rotate, One thing I was thinking just before I put out the 22 range chart and how vicious that is, and how exciting it is to see the profits in it working so good. Do we want everyone using it? Does that ruin the script? And I've seen things turn off, like get hot, and then they're not hot anymore, and then something else gets hot. So we have a rotation I'm always testing. Like, look at the 300 tick chart. Look at how in sync this is. It just took it all the way up, and then here, all the way up. All the way up. Very good. I mean, different ways of reading the market's very important. Stick to the tick, stick to the range charts, the time charts, and then watch this. All right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. If anything, this is going to alert you. And there's still updates coming. And again, you have a wish list that you want me to update something. I know I had to put the audio alerts in there so people could put their own audio alerts in. There's things I need to do. Just keep on hounding me about it, and I'll get it done. It's all a process. We're all in this. All right, so again, there it is. Perfect. The trailing stop goes underneath that. This is on the 300 tick chart. I like to, if I had total, if I had I do have a beautiful wall in front of me, but if I had enough time and effort to put up 4 big monitors, one to cover the tick chart, one to cover the range chart, one to cover the 3 minute chart. I mean, this thing does not fail. This one didn't get up high enough and then rotate it back down. But that was kind of a break even. But you could have taken that off, any of these. Oh, man, this is crazy. You gotta be kidding me. Here's one that stopped out. Thank God. I was trying to get scared there. But, even had a little divergence after and got a little pop. The time these things do break down lots of times is when there's news, so comments coming out. So there was some news. I remember this was when Trump came out. We had a little divergence. I said, we had a little divergence here. And it just kind of rolled over, and we had that news come out, and we had another setup there. And that reversed us all the way back up. That was great. But I do remember that. So scripts can be defeated if you play a script in the wrong market. Holy crap. All right, so mark this off for Monday. Put one account on the tick chart, Johnny. The 300 tick chart, this is 300 tick chart. Let me go over the parameters again on this so you have them, because this is getting kind of crazy now. So I have them. Screw you guys. I want to see what I'm running here. Let's apply this. All right, so this is on the MES too. This is taking profits after 20. That's nice. That's really nice. Oh, that's the thing here. Look at the stop here. All right. I like this. Let's copy this. Let's copy this and snip it. Snip that, baby. When I snip this, I'm going to post these in the forum, the Day Trading Radio forum. I'll post it in the playbook where I showed you to get the stuff, and I'll probably send them out in a post. So this one is going to be called the 300 tick. 300 tick. Something like that. That is on the 300 tick chart. Oops, I didn't mean to cover that up like that, but all right. So 300 tick chart. I went over everything, right? One of the 300. We're going to do a special video on the range chart coming up next. But I did the volume chart. Did I do the volume chart? I did the 300. I did the 1,000 volume chart. It's been a long day. I've been here since 8. It's now 10. I don't see anything on this. It must be still loading. Oh, you know why? Because it's probably not activated. Oh. Now, I know a lot of people still ask about the copy trading. Believe me, it's still on the top of my list. Still on the top of my list. Here's the 1,000 volume. Need to get this out. Need to fix this. I'll be getting on that next. The volume chart, not so great. Not so great. 300 tick chart is definitely good. 300 tick. On occasion, the 1,000 volume pops, but that 22 range, which will be coming up in the next video, definitely check it out. I'll leave that as it is. The best, again, the MES is the micros. The ES is the mini. I prefer traders to start off on the MES or the MNQ, so you don't get too overwhelmed by your profit gains. Stick to your trade. Stick to your rules. There's plenty of rules out there. Visual rules, confirmation. You can use the bots to help you identify them, even let you trade for them, but be careful. They're not foolproof. If you get stuck in a bad market and your rotations are not happy, you might be getting little divergences, but you're turning over each time. You have to recognize that and click the shut off button quickly. You just don't want to fight a bad market if there's news and this is only if there's news. If there's news and all the algos are turned to sell side and it's just a constant, every bounce is being sold off, you have to recognize that. You have to see that. Don't just kind of just keep it running and watch it keep on. You could either go, I would take a different approach altogether. Step out of the market. Let it get back into a choppy phase. That's when this works the best. Try not to just run it overnight and hope it's making money the next morning. You just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I did the last 2 days and I was up $700 and $1,000 on my profit. But that's not typical, I don't think. That's not typical. You could have all kinds of overnight news that could get going. All right, so this is also available for the Trading View charts. Again, if you're a member of Day Trading Radio or get it on the Patreon, you have to send me your Trading View name, and I'll add the scripts to it. Now, the scripts on Trading View are not automatically self-trading automated trades. Trading View doesn't have that ability. You have to have a third-party connection between them. Now, I could work with people on that, but I need to probably add a little code to the script as a hook or an alert that you can read, and then you can send to your brokers. And that's something I would have to do. But other than that, it gives great, it's fantastic. And on that, let's just take a fast look at that. Again, that's what we're going to do. Let's just do that Trading View here. All right, so we're just going to go here. Let's go to the NASDAQ. Now, this is just automatically runs SuperSignal Quad 23 on it. I recommend it either on the 3-minute time frame and the 5-minute time frame. You could also have these templates. Like I said, their templates are available. Even as a trial member at Day Trading Radio, just go up to the playbook section and download it. Discuss that. And this is, I always look at this and I say, wow, this is good. I don't know how accurate the performance bars are in this, but I love it. I always love turning it on and showing people. I say, oh yeah, here it is. This is running the divergence on there. But for some reason, 96% profitable. let's take a look at the, I don't know what the parameters are on this and how far it goes back. Deep back testing. I don't know. I don't use a lot of that stuff. Deep backdays report will be shown here. Generate report. 327. So that was just that was just a day. All right, I see what it's doing here. What is today? March 7th. Did I have it on? Oh, I had it on deep back testing. Oh, no, I didn't. I don't know if it's on. No. All right, so this is going back a month. Still 96% profitable, 101 trades. Max equity drawdown, 395. That's awesome. Ben, you could go through all this stuff. The parameters on this that I have defaulted on this, if you don't have them defaulted on your side, 0, 0, 0, 0. And that means it could go as far as it wants, as fast as it wants, when the signal comes, but it has to be followed by a trailing stop. The safety net here is a great feature that takes the trade off on the 9-3 rotation. If that happens before the target is hit, in this case there's no target, so it won't get hit. Let's see. It might have taken... We can't tell if what that did better or not. Or did it not execute? Oh, it is on. It might not have hit any safety nets. You would see them on your chart. But that's why it says trailing stop. It goes up until the trailing stop hits it. But if you get carried, there's a lot more to get on these. So that's the 3 minute. Oh, that's the 3 minute time frame. Let's go to the 5 minute time frame. It's even a bigger time frame. I don't know what's going on here. And what was that? That's the 3 minutes. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame. Not bad. 194 trades, only 295 equity drawdown. $11,000 profit. Maybe. Well, you're going to mess with that. You're going to give me your feedback. You're going to let me know what you think of that. That's on the Trading View platform. You have the long and short one. Long and short. The other thing is, what I was going to show something on this. Settings. I showed the settings. The signal bar low is going to be signal bar low. You could do the safety net or not. Properties. In the beginning, make sure your margins are lower. Sometimes you won't get any trades showing up because you might be taking too big of a position and you don't have enough equity versus your margin. So cut your margins down to like 30% just to make sure you're getting your trades showing up. I scroll back a little bit further. This is, again, still the 1,000 volume. And there's one thing I will talk about here, and just throw it out as a bonus and something that maybe someone wants to track. Whenever you get a setup, like a divergence setup, there could be a couple candles that chop around, and those candles become even a double bottom or just a little candle flush, just enough to take out. If you have a tight stop, it might take you out, but the divergence still holds. And we'll see that, when we look back at things, you could see like, oh, that was a good entry, went all the way up, that's good, took profits, that worked out good. In some cases, you can actually see it, this one worked out, but then came back down. But what I'm trying to point out is when you get the alert, Usually within 10 minutes, you're in a profitable trade, even if it does go down a little bit further. And I'm just going to kind of do that. Let's just kind of walk through these. These are just run, and again, this is the new script. This is the new script. And even you could run it on anything. Volume, tick, range, regular stocks, crypto, everything. I mean, the math behind this, look at what it's looking for, and we know what the quad rotation is, and we get these rotations. Once you get in and you can measure it out with your 9-3 rotations and know every time it gets above the 80 line, you could take profits. This becomes so easy. You know, it's just it's waiting for the trigger. Now, if you decide to get the trigger and you want to just wait it out, most likely, you know, you wait a few minutes, you're going to be in a profitable trade. There's not many times that this kind of doesn't go higher before going lower. You know, here we had one that kind of went up and then came back down and pushed, but it did go initially higher here. And took profits actually, right there, and then the trailing stop came up. But just, I'm looking back at this and I'm actually quite impressed with seeing the entry areas, because even if the entry areas are very close to a bottom, like here, this is an example, pretty close to an overall bottom here. You know, we did come down a little bit further, but these zones that it's identifying are the beginning of big moves. And again, it comes down to having that quad divergence on a volume chart. Every single one. So again, I'm just kind of, what I'm looking at here is I want to put a box in here. I almost want to put a box and say within, let me see if I could find the rectangle, F4. I want to say that before, you know, give ourselves 10, you know, maybe 10 candles. And within that, before the end of the 10 candles, this will eventually rotate up and take out. It'll eventually rotate out and go higher. Even if it goes a little bit lower, you know, your chop eventually rotates up. Here, it already rotated up. Hard to find one that didn't work out again. Rotated right up. I mean, all of these, the 1,000 volume, looking at it now and looking at the quad rotation, how well that sets up and just a rotation up. Oh. Now, what am I going to say? Nice divergence there, too. Wow. Market in a full bloodbath sell-off here, and where does it bounce? Why? I mean, it did eventually rotate back down, but boy, if you were going to just kind of snipe a good level there. Let's see what happens. Man, this is selling off really hard. And then it bounced really high. Oh, there it comes. Fast little pullback. Boom. Again, that's the 1,000 volume chart. There will be, you know, I'm trying to find some that break down, because there will be times when the market gets a flush and it might trigger multiple times. That's something that you have to monitor. Well, right there again, just almost perfect. All right, enough of that. I want to send this out of the way. Here's one. Here's one that kind of popped and then dropped quickly, but then continued to push back up. And the theory is that even if you get stopped out, probably within 10 minutes of the trade, you're going to be pushing it back higher, because you are in a situation which you're oversold on a quad on a volume chart. It's just kind of an interesting concept I'd watch. Even if you're close and it kind of breaks down, I'm sure you're going to actually start to move back up. Here's another one here. Kind of broke down, kind of moved back up. Actually, that eventually broke down. So there's two that could have been a little tougher. And then back on track. All right. So that's the 1000 volume, and I'll do separate videos on each of these because now that I like this one, I have to remember what's the parameters again on this. And those parameters are just basically, let's take a look at those parameters. I think they're the same, 520, 20, 20, 520, 40. And this is on the MES. This is really pretty good for the trade. Normally I might have much smaller targets and stuff on this. So this is actually working out really good. It's the same one. All right. So in a fast review, the new one is out. It's looking really good. Let's see if I could. It's on the trading view also. Looking good. There's a lot of information. I want to update the. I want to actually update some pages here to help us out on the dashboard. Again, that's where you're going to get it, on your dashboard. Let's back up there. There it is. All right. And here's the, I want to update some videos, this video on here. Tells a lot about it on there and how you can get it. All right, go to it. Please follow up with any emails, any feedback, any requests for the script. All right, you can reach me at dtrs@daytradingradio.com. That's D as in day trader, D as in day, T as in trader, R as in rock, S as in star, DTRS at daytradingradio.com, or much easier, Iron Action at yahoo.com. All right. Have a good one. I'll see you in the markets. Don't let this out.